Alright, what is going on everybody? It is your boy Bounty here, bringing you something a little bit different. So obviously, as you can see on screen, this is a video of the Tequita trailer that everybody I'm pretty sure is talking about. I haven't seen anything, just because I've been busy with a lot of stuff. I did put a little announcement in my community tab saying that I did take some overtime hours for my job. So obviously, you know, that has me busy. I can't really keep up too much with like what's going on online, especially with also making videos on top of that. So I do apologize for that, but I do have time today to make this little video right now. So I'm just going to do it right now. So obviously, it's this little Tequita trailer. I only saw this screenshot online, but I haven't seen like what actually happens. The video isn't long. It's only about 20 seconds. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be much, but I'm still going to, we're all just going to see it anyways.
I have never met a dude who rocks whip swords.
Or me, a guy with a weaponized helmet.
Suck on that!
Okay, so first thing what I've noticed is the voice actor for Tequita is the same.
Me, a guy with a weaponized
Is the same from MKX, so I do enjoy that. I'm not gonna lie. And another thing that I noticed as well, because obviously if you don't follow me on Twitter, you can follow me right here. It's on the bottom left corner where it says M Bounty Hunter. There are 2 R's because the name was unfortunately already taken. But there's a lot of stuff. So if I watch right here what Scream is saying on Twitter, I Scream FGC, which if you're not already followed this account on Twitter, you definitely should, just because if you want a lot of MK news to stay up to date with a lot of stuff, you should definitely follow him. Very amazing person. It says right here, story expansion, upcoming DLCs, and new game modes incoming. It even says right here, for discussion on the continuing story, future fighters, and new game features that will be added to Mortal Kombat 1 for its 2nd year. So I was already thinking of making a video about this. I wanted to make a video where I said what I would change to Mortal Kombat 1. One of the videos that I actually had planned changed is what I would do to MK as a whole, like not even just character wise, but just like features of what the game included. So one of the features that I proposed in the video that I had, that I was just planning, I wasn't necessarily recording it in time, this was just only ideas. I was thinking of actually doing something more with the invasions mode. So for example, in Injustice 2, you had the option to play with your gear that you unlocked with your character or without the gear. Obviously in competitive mode, you played without the gear. The gear was only an aesthetic thing, but it didn't actually change the game. But if anybody did play Injustice 2, you would know that certain gear that you had on your character would actually change how you play the game. So yeah, I was thinking because in Invasions mode, obviously because, you rank up your fighter, and also there's different, like, I don't know what's the word, like effects. Like, for example, Sub-Zero is obviously a fire character, Sub-Zero is ice, and then Shujinko is wind, and then there's earth and all those, the different elements and stuff. I think it'll make it pretty interesting if you go on, like, an invasions fighting thing, obviously, like, with everybody's character being, like, leveled up and all that stuff with the different elements and stuff fighting each other. I think it's going to be pretty interesting because right now, invasions, for a lot of people, it's very hit or miss. For a large majority of the people that still do play MK, they don't really see invasions as like a very big important thing. Similarly with the towers as well. So I was making that proposed change that I was thinking of. Also, I have no idea what they're doing with this warrior shrine thing. Maybe this is what they're alluding to with the new game features. I'm not too sure about that. You could even see down here where new game features, quote unquote, with the Homelander face. So yeah, like, I'm not really too sure of what this means. Obviously, this can mean a lot of different things. I have my own ideas, like I said, with the invasions mode, with the warrior shrine. And also another thing that I was thinking of planning was obviously because this is an assist based game, somebody had actually created a mod where instead of using the cameo fighters such as Sonya, Jax, Kano, and all of that, you actually use main roster characters. Think of it similar to like Marvel vs. Capcom, where you can switch between characters. So you do a cool combo with Nitara, and then you switch to Sub-Zero for like the Ender, and then all of a sudden Sub-Zero, you're using him on screen. So I think that will be a pretty interesting change in terms of like, adding a new game mode, as is said right here on Scream's tweet. And also I have another one right here on my tabs. Yeah. So obviously, I retweeted this just before I started recording because obviously I was looking for the tweets and stuff. Nitara, some serious buffs. Lee made new pop-up combo strings. Quan Chi, new portal boot kick, and Scorpion buff to EX teleport. Tequita build also has buffs coming to cameo fighters including Frost, Scorpion, Sector, Cyrex, Goro, and much more buffs improvements not listed here. We will be releasing detailed notes on the Tequita build early next week. So obviously this is a big thing because these characters, even though they're not necessarily like terrible, I'm pretty sure a large majority of the people that do play the game will tell you that these characters do need some help compared to others, that's for sure. I would say somebody like, because a lot of people right now are definitely saying Quan Chi is like a big issue, even though he's still like, you know, really annoying with the zoning and the bone cage and also the portals and stuff. People are still saying that Quan Chi does still need a little bit more help. Obviously, I can't really speak much on that, obviously, because I'm not a Quan Chi main. I do play the character, but comparatively to my Nitara, it's a night and day difference, that's for sure. One thing I am happy about, though, about this one, let me just make it bigger, is this right here. Yeah, sector missile improvements. This has me excited because initially when I did play MK1, some of my very first videos with Nitara actually included Nitara sector. I actually really am a big fan of the cyborgs, Cyrex, Sector, Smoke, like all of that is just so good. Cyber Sub-Zero, obviously. So seeing that the Borgs are gonna get buffed, it just makes me excited. Obviously, if it's not like Cyrex helicopter stuff, if they just improve the bomb and just, you know, maybe give it more options or something, I'm not too sure what exactly they mean by improvements. Similarly, I don't know what they mean to improvements when referring to the missile, but if they just make it faster or something, or just have it less recovery or anything like that, I'm excited for it, simply because the whole idea of using Sector in the first place, when I think of Sector, I think of the missiles and the teleport and the flamethrower and all that crazy stuff, you know. So being able to actually use those moves more often does make me excited, especially for a character like Nitara, where once she gets the hit, you kind of want to keep the pressure rolling, sort of like a snowball effect, and the missile improvements will help her with that because you're forced to eat the missile on a wake up. And similarly to Cyrex, with the bomb setups that I do sometimes when I record my Nitara Cyrex videos, would make her pressure much better, because instead of only relying on back 4 and back 2 and also just like staggering and stuff like that, you can mix people up with bombs. So now you can get throw combos essentially with the bomb improvements, if this is what it's alluding to. Obviously, I'm not too sure about that though. We're gonna definitely have to see. Goro, many new ambush cancel options is gonna be interesting, because for example, pairings like Johnny Cage Goro, Tanya Goro is obviously very strong, but I would say that's more so a testament to Johnny Cage and Tanya, not necessarily Goro as a cameo himself, because other than Kung Lao, Johnny Cage, and Tanya, I don't really see anybody using Goro as much as a cameo fighter, if I'm being completely honest with you all. So yeah, this is going to be interesting how they approach this as well. Frost, new ambush move. This is a very, very big change. To be honest, I can count more Shujinkos than I have Frost, if I'm being completely honest with you all. I've actually ran into a decent small amount of Shujinkos online, but I think I've only went up against like 1 or 2 Frosts, which is actually insane. There's really no reason to use Frost currently in this build of MK1 as of right now. So seeing that she's going to get a little bit of love, also as well as Scorpion cameo, this is going to be interesting because he's also going to be getting a new ambush move. So yeah, there's not really much I could talk about now, simply because, you know, it's all just under wraps. We're not going to be getting anything until next week. Similarly to like how this says a crazy buff to uppercut jump cancel. I'm not too sure what they might do to this, whether they're gonna make it 1 bar or no meter at all and only work on counter hit sort of situation. This can go many different ways, and I'm not too sure how they're gonna approach this, but for sure I am definitely gonna be looking forward to this. I feel like this is a very big change, if I'm being honest with you, because we kind of needed this, if I'm being honest. Because if you were to ask a large majority of the current MK1 community that still plays the game, we're kind of like eating crumbs right now. It's not really in the best state. It can be better, that's 100% for sure. The game can be improved in many aspects, and it seems like they're definitely taking a lot of things with putting all these changes and stuff for sure. But yeah, I just wanted to make this little video just talking about this, obviously, because, you know, with the short amount of time that I have before I have to go in a few more minutes. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed today's video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you did. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care.